Oh,
Mila, you okay?
uh, uh, Al, do you see the headphones you gave me? They're not in my bag. I keep them right here, but they're not. I can't find them.
Oh
Al,
no, Al would immediately start looking around.
how did I drop them? Please tell me I dropped them. I mean, I am really clumsy. They gotta be somewhere around here, right?
Oh no.
Al,
Should be fairly easy to spot. I mean, they're unique in look. Uh, I'll help you look around, Mila.
thank you, Patrick.
Al's gonna start looking at everyone around them.
Okay. Okay. All right. Great. Um, Tom,
Hmm?
what would you? Well, Tom, what would you like to do? Bear's going to be obviously keeping an eye out too, so I'll roll for him. But Tom, do you want to contribute to this at all? Would you like to contribute to this at all?
Well, he's gonna go, huh? And I'm looking at my skills, and I'm not really seeing much of anything,
It's okay.
unless you think that a reverse prowl or something like that.
No, I'd probably make you have to do just an unskilled check. Just
Okay, unskilled check.
Okay, but you're also going to be assisting too, right?
Yeah.
Blink says, "Oh shit," and she'll help as well. So I would like everybody to roll me a. You know what? What the hell? Let's make this a skill challenge. I did not plan this at all, but this could be kind of fun.
Sure.
Okay. So this will be a skill challenge, okay? We're going to say you're going to try to track down. This happened still relatively recent, right? This was about 3 minutes since you've actually entered the terminal itself, okay? So the skill challenge will be this. You're going to try to track down who has Mila's headphones before the crowd gets too thick or whomever has leaves the port itself. Okay? Think of skills that will help with either navigating a crowd, will help you spot things, will help you keep an eye out for suspicious behavior, or anything else that you think might help you interpret, this, right? I'll make it, you'll each take a turn rolling, all right, in whatever order you want, and either if you get 3 successes or 2 failures, whichever comes first determines the outcome. Okay? Make sense?
Mm-hmm. I have one question. Are we in a
Sure.
crowded area?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not talking like crowded, not in the sense of like Walmart on Black Friday crowded,
Right.
but imagine a popular farmers market downtown on a Sunday afternoon.
Got it.
So a lot of people going in and out, but not suffocating.
All right. Then I'd have to ask on this one.
Sure.
My thought was escape artist in the way of I'm looking for someone who knows how to and is actively trying to move through a crowd quickly away from us. As in, instead of bumping into a bunch of people, they, like an escape artist, slide around and through.
Okay. That is a creative interpretation of that skill.
It is.
I'm not going to say no, but because of that creative interpretation, because it's not used to its full, real description, I'm going to have to give it a penalty of -20.
Okay.
So you can either take that skill at -20, or perhaps another skill that you think might be more pertainable.
All right, I'll take a look.
Okay. If you guys have any other questions about your skills, feel free to ask before we start the skill challenge.
How many? Wait, do we pick just one or?
No. You can, because we'll be going as a cycle, right? Like there'll be one person, then the other person, another person, another person, right?
Okay.
And there's 4 of you, right? So if it's 3 successes or 2 failures, that means someone's going to roll twice at some point, right? So you can pick 1 skill, 2 skills, whatever you think might increase your chances. So.
Okay.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Would track animals, which I could use to track humans at a minus 20%, work for this?
This is a
Because
very okay. Yeah, sell it to me. Sell it to me.
It's a bit shifty because
Mhm.
you need to already know your target, but would I be able to use it to see like how people are moving and whether or not like the most likely person to have brushed by Mila would have been? By the way that he's moving towards exits or wherever.
Do you have Streetwise?
No.
I do.
Okay, no, because I was just about to ask because the way you described it seems to be more pertainable to Streetwise. All right, the way I view track animal is traditional tracking, right? Signs on the earth, signs in the environment of what's been changed and what hasn't been changed. This is a very people-based urban environment, and it's in a spaceport that you're not entirely familiar with. What's your base skill at that? Like, what's your base skill percentage without the minus 20?
For track animals,
Yeah.
60%.
Yeah. See, I would have doubled the penalty because of the strange environment, and which only makes it a 20% chance. So if you want to try a fire skill that's better than 20%, I would highly recommend it.
Well, the only one I can think of, honestly, is art because thievery is an art.
Oh my god. Okay.
No.
Okay, no, you'll have to go with the track animal at 20%.
Although
What about my pilot motorcycle?
You know what?
Fishing?
I
Fishing.
want to give you, and you know what's really funny? Your unskilled check would be around 20% as well. Anyway, so you're. So, don't worry. Not everyone's good at everything, Tom. Don't stress about it, right? That's why.
Listen, you're too busy looking at the booty. No one's gonna blame you.
that's what he's doing.
It's
what he's doing.
Blink's fault. It's Blink's fault. I agree.
Fetch.
Okay, any other questions, or shall we start the skill
Would
challenge?
Streetwise work?
Oh, most definitely. And
that's
you'd
Streetwise.
get a small penalty because this is a strange environment, a -5, but not that
Oh, that's
much.
fine.
Okay.
One more question, sorry, and this is again maybe a creative interpretation. So use your discretion on it. Detect ambush
will. I
under
always
the
do.
idea of if and only if this is an operation set up by multiple people, i.e., not just someone who came and pickpocketed it, but maybe there's a scout, maybe there's a spotter, maybe there's a this and that are in strategic locations to make a target, that kind of thing, to try and spot that.
Okay. I like the explanation. I like it quite a bit. The only thing is, if it is just a lone person, it's useless, right? So this is what I'm going to say. You'll be able to roll that skill at 100%, no negative modifier. But then I roll a D100, and there's a 50-50 chance whether it's applicable or not. Now, if you succeed, right, and I roll a 50-50 and it's a miss, that doesn't count as a fail. It just doesn't count as a success.
I'm
Understand?
okay with that. Yeah. I'm okay. That's actually better than just the because the escape artist is going to be a 50-50 no matter what.
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
Sure, I'll go with that.
Look at me making up rules on the spot.
Like a
Okay,
GM.
is everyone good to go? With a thigh. Okay, so who would like to go first?
Me.
All right.
Me.
Okay,
So,
roll it.
Streetwise.
At a -5,
Yes.
so it's harder by 5.
Oh, I succeeded.
You sure did. Oh, okay. First of all, I misspelled success. Success.
That's like Dr. Seuss.
Success.
Sakus.
The goose.
Yes. So one success. One success. What the fuck? All right. Who would like to go next?
Okay, I'll do
And
the
then-
detect ambush one.
I'm gonna add in another rule too, real quick. You're all gonna go. You all have to go at least once, right? And then before we start the round over again, you can choose to have an NPC roll for you, like Bear or Janina, or you guys can continue with what you got. Okay? But everyone's got to roll at least once.
All right, so I'll go with the detect ambush.
Okay.
I succeeded by 51.
Okay, so now I'm going to roll. So this is for it to be effective. Do you want high or low?
I want high. Ah!
So no failure, but no success. But you've used it up. You can repeat these skills too, by the way. Who would like to go next, Burn or Patrick?
Okay. So I can do one of two things, and I'm going to have to ask the group how they feel about this.
Phone a friend? Alright.
I can do a streetwise. Knowing his past and things like that, he'd be very akin to actually spotting somebody who's trying to not be seen, acting like not a normal person would, and generally being a more shifty than needed. Now, I can either do that, or I can math the shit out of this and say, since there's only about yay much distance and yay much time, that he can actually have an area of trying to find the person.
I love the
Jesus
math.
Math the hell out of that.
It has to be advanced math, not basic math. It must be advanced math.
Oh my god, I love that
Oh my
so
gosh,
much.
you're gonna trajectory this shit. This is crazy. You're gonna factor in all the variables. You're gonna do. Oh my god.
I love this.
Oh,
I'm not throwing in a penalty. This is great.
Yeah.
Inferno, if he succeeds, would that help me? Because of the whole tracking thing.
Yes. Yes. Tell you what, I'll let it help you. You can do your tracking at its regular minus 20, only if Patrick succeeds.
Sweet.
Also, okay.
So Patrick succeeds. This is amazing. Okay. You know what, Tom? If you get this, this is our third success.
Well, hopefully.
So
no
you do your
pressure.
tracking at minus 20.
Yes. So I have to get a 40.
Yes.
No.
I fail by
Okay.
56.
So
I
success.
get a 96.
That's okay. So we have 2 successes, 1 fail. All right? Now this, oh boy. This is up to you guys now. Now one of you, we can repeat the round over again, and it can be one of you, one of the player characters, or it can be the NPC.
I believe.
Janine, sorry, go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say, I believe we have a tracking expert with us, in the form of Bear, who tracked
Yes.
Mila across the planet.
Oh, that's a good point.
Not across the planet, but he's very, very good at
US,
that.
yeah.
I'm going to tell you, and I'll be, for the sake of simplicity, it's going to be a 70% chance of his success. Would you like to take that?
Unless I can also use Mathematics Advanced to narrow it down. Yeah, I'm all for Bear.
I can't
Yeah.
even think of another way to
Yeah.
actually use math again.
I'm with you. Yeah.
So you guys are comfortable?
Yeah.
Would you guys like to make the roll, or are you comfortable with me making the roll?
I think you should do
I
it
think the
Inferno.
NPC should
Okay.
stay in the GM's
You
room,
are
yeah.
part bear.
Yeah,
Yep.
you are.
Bear.
It is you.
All right, here we go.
Yes!
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
It
So-
was meant to. Do you believe in miracles?
Good job. That's fun. I like doing these skill challenges. Okay. It's tense, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, let me set up the scene on your success. So, you all spread out. You keep an eye out. Thanks to Patrick, you're relatively confident that due to where it happened and the variable dispersal of the crowd itself, that it's probably in one quadrant of the area. And sure enough, about 45 seconds into your search, you see silent, stoic bear simply points, and he shouts for the first time in a long time. He says, "There." It's been a while since you. It's been a while since I did Beer's voice, and I haven't had him really shout.
Bears, he hasn't said anything in a while. He just throats very dry. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. He yells, "There."
Yep.
I'm gonna try it over again, and you see him point a pod finger over at a gentleman. Actually, no. A long-haired individual whose gender is actually ambiguous at the moment due to the distance. Okay. Let me set the scene. From where the clump of your group is, they are a good 70 feet away from you. All right. 4 huge clumps of crowds of individuals are in your way. All right. But through this menagerie of mutant flesh and beings, due to Bear's shout and direction, you see a purple-haired individual, although the God damn it.
I have to watch it right away.
I know.
Ellen.
What did I just?
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Okay,
I
all right.
can't watch
Anywho. Okay. Anywho. Where was I? Okay, purple-haired individual. They're relatively slight. They look like pretty petite. They are only about 4 feet, maybe 4'2" tall. They look very, very slender, but they're in very baggy clothes, very tattered baggy clothes. And Mila's headphones are in this person's left hand. You can't see their face. Their hair is far too shaggy and long, and it blocks the view. But okay, that's fortunate for you guys. Due to the general loudness of this crowded area, you're able to hear Bear shout, but it did not alert the other person. This thief, who has Mila's, well, you assume thief, this individual has Mila's headsets, is making their way towards the 13th exit out of the station, right? Which is probably about 100 feet away, right? So what would you guys like to do? They're moving at a relatively brisk, smooth pace. They're probably going about 5 feet a second.
Mila's gonna start heading that direction.
Okay. Now, how fast and how conspicuous is Mila gonna be?
She's not running, but she's
Okay.
definitely like moving with a purpose. And
Okay.
a very fast-paced walk, almost a jog at some points. If she
Okay.
the little opening.
Great. So this will be a question I ask everyone. How fast? And then as far as conspicuousness goes, if you come across someone who's blocking your way, who's stepping in your way, are you going to try and knock them over? Are you going to wait for them to pass, or are you going to try to slide past
I think it
them?
would be one of those things where she might, like, if anything, like, put her hand on, like, their arm and kind of usher them along and, like, try and, like, just move past them, but not, like, shove them or anything.
Okay, great. All right. So that's your actions. How about everyone else?
I have an interesting question. Is there anywhere in the immediate vicinity Al could kind of go to where he wouldn't be in view of anyone?
Ooh, In this hypothetical place, would you still want the vantage point of somewhere?
It's
Because you could tuck yourself behind the bulkhead of a ship, kind of tucked away behind, like, say, where the engine would be, and no one would see you, but you would have very limited line of sight.
all right. No, that's fine. Al's going to say, like, so that the others around him can hear. He's going to say, keep your radios on you. I'm going to turn invisible. Keep your eye on him.
Okie dokie. So that'll be your action for the next little bit. And I'm going to say this engine that I described is probably about 50 feet to the south of you. But you think you can probably scoot behind there and no one would notice.
Okay.
Okay. Patrick, Tom?
Patrick, you go first.
All right. Patrick, not particularly used to this particular circumstance of trying to hurry after somebody in a crowd other than when he was a child and being separated from parents. He is just going to try to move past people, but he has not the strength nor the will to knock anybody aside, so he's going to be patient and probably saying sorry a few times.
Okay. All right. Adorable. Okay. Burn.
Okay. I am just going to say narratively, because of the failed rolls and all of that Tom is useless.
Whoa.
Now what is going on is the fact that Al said something like, "Okay, keep your radios on you. I'm going invisible." This is where he goes, "Huh? What's going on? What's the deal?" Because he was too distracted.
Gotcha. Okay, I like that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So Mila and Patrick are making your way towards this individual. Patrick, you're being very patient, so you don't need to roll anything, right? The only consequence is that you're not going there nearly as fast as Mila is. Criana,
Yo.
what is your physical prowess? It's probably pretty high, isn't it?
Let me quick.
Your PP.
My sheet.
You will get
It should be like 23 or 24 if I
It
recall
is
correctly.
24. Yeah, good memory.
Yeah.
that's very high. You're very agile. Thank goodness for augmentation. So I'm going to make this a relatively easy roll. You will have to roll 80% or lower to prevent actually, really pushing someone aside or doing some really grand, conspicuous gestures.
Okay.
So roll them
My
bones.
moment.
Okay, good. So you're able to... Okay, so in this first action time, you know what I mean? This first, I'm going to say a period of about 30 seconds or so. I'll update you on where y'all are, okay? Squee, you're able to get to the point, you're able to get behind the engine at this point, right? And you're beginning to cast the spell, but it hasn't clicked in just yet. Unless you want to...
I was wondering if I could maybe change it halfway through. Al had a thought. How far away are we from this person?
70 feet.
Okay. Al has
From
a
the start
thought.
of this scenario is 70 feet. Okay.
Al has a thought, goes, oh, wait, turns around, and what I would like to do is cast Carpet of Adhesion on the sole of his shoe, like I'd been practicing back at the base.
Okay. So, one small bit. One small problem to that. You can see them in and out of the crowd, but it is not long enough for you get to you cannot get a direct line of sight to the shoe. The crowds are too thick and they're moving too erratically.
All right.
So I'll give you... Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, then he'll keep that in mind. He still is probably going to think invisibility is not the way to go now. He's going to turn heel and basically start following Mila.
Okay, so in the interest of fairness, you said one action and then you changed it halfway through. So we're going to say your character did the same thing as well, right?
Absolutely,
So we'll say you make 25 feet to the engine, realize this, make 25 feet back.
I think that's generous.
Towards me in that direction. Yeah, no
thank
problem. So, no problem. So you're a little bit further away. So let me rechange the update here. Now, this is over a period of 30 seconds, and you guys... I believe you guys have radios. I'm not too sure if you decide to keep them or not. But Tom did ask what's going on. Is anyone going to bother to explain it to him, or am I going to have an NPC do it?
Mila wouldn't. Mila's too focused.
All right.
Is Al close enough to him?
Now that you've doubled back, you sure are.
Okay, Al would just say, someone took Mila's headphones. We're trying to get him.
Oh, what direction?
Al would point.
You're invisible.
No. No, I'm not.
You're not?
No, he's
No,
not. He
I
changed his
changed my
mind. Yeah,
mind
no,
halfway
he's
through.
not.
Okay.
He's very invisible.
Okay.
That would have been hilarious, though.
I do like that. You're.
Okay.
Where are you?
All right. So update on the situation. Okay. The thief is now 80 feet away from her goal. All right. Mila, you're 50 feet away from the thief.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick, you're 65 feet away from the thief. Al, you are 90 feet away from the thief, as is Tom. Bear is very similar to Mila, although due to his bulk and his size, he's taking a little bit slower as to not draw attention. So he is 60 feet away from the thief. Now, Mila, are you just going to continue on the way you're going?
Yep.
Patrick, you continuing the way you're going? Patrick is muted. I'm going to assume he's continuing the way he's going. Okay, great. It's okay. So, Squee, Tom, what would you guys like to do now after having your quick association?
Al's going to start following them and try and kind of catch up if possible to Alicia. And,
Okay.
Sorry, Mila.
Uh-huh. So how fast and how conspicuous?
A bit faster than Mila, and as inconspicuously as possible.
Roll me a D100, please.
All right.
Okay. Let me update things again. Okay. Now the thief is 60 feet away from her goal. Mila, you are now 30 feet away from. Actually, roll me another D100, please.
Right.
Great. Yes. You are 30 feet away from the thief now. Okay. Patrick, you're 50 feet away from the thief. Okay. Bear is 40 feet away from the thief. And Al, you are... Oh, shit. I forgot Tom. I'll get to you in a moment there, Tom. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Al, your role presents you with a challenge. There is a very corpulent individual in your way. You're going to lose some serious speed by going around them, or you can try to slide past them, but there is a chance you're going to knock them over and maybe alert the person you're following.
All right. If I were to try and slide around them, would there be a skill check involved, or?
Yeah, have you roll a percentile dice. Yeah.
All right. Would any of my skills? Would this be unskilled, or is there anything?
This would be dependent on your physical prowess.
That's not horrible. Yeah, Al's gonna try and do it.
Okay, so what's your physical prowess?
19.
That's not bad. Roll me D100, please. You're able to slide past them, no problem. You managed to catch up a little bit of speed, but not quite where Mila is, unfortunately. But you did catch up to Patrick now at this speed. You're 50 feet away. Okay? You did cover quite a bit of ground, so that's significant. Okay. So Mila's right now the closest at 30 feet away. Mila continuing to do what you're doing?
Yes, ma'am.
Probably another, a few seconds or two. God damn you and your yes, ma'am. But you're probably on this person pretty quick. Okay. You're getting really close, though. They still haven't noticed you, though.
Okay.
Good job. Sorry. So before we start the whole round anew, Tom, what are you going? What's Tom doing at this point?
Well,
Blake's kind of hanging around you, and she's keeping an eye on everyone, but she doesn't want to cause too much of disturbance. It looks like everyone's kind of fanning out and doing what they're doing. So she doesn't want to, she's very tall and very big, so.
It kind of looks like everybody's pretty much there, right? Like they're not going to need Tom's help?
If that's how you just view the situation, I think it's fair that your character would too.
Yeah, from his vantage point, it looks like Mila's almost there, and pretty much everybody's going after him. I would think that he would just hang back.
Okay. All right. So, is it fair to assume that everyone's continuing their current pace and their current level of conspicuousness?
Yes.
Okay, and you too?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, because you're so close now, Mila, I'm going to have you roll another D100.
Okay.
And this is pretty much... This is dependent on... If you roll, it's going to be a 40% chance. Now, if you fail, it's not going to be horrible. But if you succeed, you'll be able to get right behind her.
Okay.
And she won't notice, okay? Oh, nice. So it's okay for the sake of everyone, since Mila's the closest, that I resolve what happens with her first.
Yeah.
Okay. So Mila,
Yeah.
you're 5 feet away from this purple-haired, skinny, baggy clothed, tattered-wearing individual.
Yeah.
You managed to get behind them. What would you like to do? They have your headphones in their left hand.
And they don't see me?
They do not see you. You rolled extremely well.
Hmm.
You only have You only have a matter of a few seconds though before your natural presence behind them will alert them.
Then Mila's just gonna lean forward a little bit and go, "Those are my headphones." And then immediately reach for them.
Oh, okay, great. So because you gave them a bit of Burn left the call. Oh dear, I hope he joins soon.
No.
It could be just a connection problem. Because you gave them a bit of a warning, we're going to do an opposed skill check.
All right.
Okay. You won't get as big of a bonus as you did before because you talked to them beforehand. But hey, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. So, your physical prowess was 24.
Yes.
God, that's really good agility, and this person's pretty good too, and not by that much. Let me just quickly think of a modifier.
Alright.
Give him a warning, make it a little bit harder. Okay, so we're going to do an opposed roll. I'm going to give you a +3, and I'm going to get nothing. So you roll 1d20 +3, and I'll roll 1d20.
Alright.
Okay? Yep.
What's up, bitch?
Okay. And you are definitely stronger than her. So strong, in fact, the differences between you two is so great that I'm not even going to bother doing a opposed roll. All right? So you whisper those words, and like a cat, your hand reaches out, snatches the gloves, and tears them from the skinny fingers of this person. The individual turns around with a shocked expression on her face. You can see now that her face seems feminine as far as the structure goes, but her face is clearly mutated as well. Her ears, unfortunately, instead of being on the sides of their heads, are just below her cheek line, almost perpendicular to her mouth. And her face is grubby and dirty, and you hear her give a surprised sound, a shocked sound. She looks at you, and she looks actually quite scared for a moment, and she looks quite young. The mutation makes it difficult, but she's probably no older than like 14 or 15, maybe. And then she begins to turn to run away from you.
Thank you for finding them.
Okay. And I'll give everyone else a chance. Everyone, I'm going to say, for the sake of narration, has line of sight of at least what happened. You see Mila retrieve them. You saw the scared face of the mutant girl. And you see her start to leave. Is there anything you guys would like to do in particular? Or do you want me to continue to narrate the scene?
Patrick is just going to be moving towards Mila at this point.
Okay.
Al's good. He'll do the same.
Okay. Tom?
He will hang back still, but be ready to rush in if he's needed.
Okay, great. Well, thankfully, it's not really much of a violent situation. As Mila calls after this individual, she does her best to get away from her. Once again, moving smoothly within the crowd itself, she manages to actually. Let's not. Yeah, she manages to slide through a few people, and after I'd say about 25 seconds or so, she's kind of out of sight, not disturbing you again, but you're able to retrieve your headphones that were stolen from you.
Mila embraces them.
I think it's fair to say that the group would recongregate. Is there anything you'd like to say to each other?
That was a close one.
Yeah.
Patrick would probably be noting to make sure that things are more fastened, lest they be dropped again.
Yeah, you need to pay more attention, Mila.
I'm sorry. I tried. I really did.
Bear steps protectively next to me.
I'm sorry.
Mila starts crying, hugs Bear.
Ah, shit. That's not what I meant. Yay, I said another thing I shouldn't know.
No, don't worry. This is comedic. Don't worry.
This is
about it.
Mila.
Mila
Mila
I
cries
love the
over
fact-
anything.
I love the fact
If you
that
give her a candy bar, she'll be fine.
No, but seriously, I love the fact that the guy that was completely distracted for most of this says, "Hey, Mila, you should be more careful and pay more attention."
It's true.
It's true.
Yup.
Criana, there is no chocolate bars in space.
Kill me.
Dun dun.
Okay. Oh my God! Everyone's so close to the mics of us.
Are we doing an asthma for the rest of the session?
I'll go get a pineapple.
For the rest of the session.
As I crumple this paper.
Okay,
Next to the microphone.
no, that's enough. That's enough. Let's
Okay,
move
guys.
on.
Get this train back on the rails.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Conductor Inferno is here. So I'm going to give you guys a heads up what else I had planned. I was going for you guys to compose yourself, and I was going to have role play. I was planning on a quick role play, a little meet and greet between you guys and Blink's friend. All right, kind of just to kind of set up just a brief role play, kind of give you some idea about who he is and what he's looking for, right? I don't anticipate it really taking any more than 20 minutes. Is everyone comfortable with that, or do you want to end the session here right now?
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I need to run to the restroom real quick, but other than that, I'm good.
Your Skype auto-adjusted, Squee. Or no, your whatever we're on.
Your Google
fucking asthma.
are
Asthma.
so loud.
Oh.
So you pee, and then we'll fix your mic, and then we'll continue.
Right.
No.
Is that better?
No.
Okay, then. I have no idea how to fix that. I'll be back.
Maybe if you step away from your mic, it'll correct
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Even that was
See,
better.
that was good.
Oh man, I have to pee, but that requires me to get up. This is clearly your problem. Please.
Yeah,
Well,
clearly
if you can hold it for 20 minutes, you'll be all set.
I don't think
You know what? I'll be back too.
I can do that. I'm having fun playing Mila this session. Can I just
Yeah,
throw that out there?
It's been great.
Have you
Yeah.
noticed how I've been unintentionally trolly?
No, actually, you know what's really funny? I think you've integrated your own desire for your trolling nature so much into your character now. Whenever you do stuff, it really just feels like you're being in character.
Well, I know. I mean, I'm not trying to be trolly, but it feels like I'm unintentionally being trolly.
No, I think you're. No, I don't think anything. If
remarkable.
anything, you're creating opportunities. It's great. It's fun.
Yay!
I really like Mila's space clothes.
Thank you. I'm
and not
finishing
just the
up.
top.
Well, yeah, because her boobs are just like, hello. Hello, baby. Hello, my darling.
Why do I imagine like a tiny arm with a tiny face going hello?
A little sign sticking out of them that says hello.
Yeah. I'm almost done with the picture, and then I'm going to post it on Rifty Fail.
Sweet. Is there chocolate milk in space? Well, there are no cows.
Don't say that to Mila.
I know. I won't.
More crap. Well, God tells you.
You get a vision. The vision is all the cows are gone.
It's Tiny Wrath, and he's shaking his head in front of a glass of chocolate milk.
Not for you.
Not for you.
See a person in a suit holding out the ace of spades. Start speaking backwards to you.
Oh, jeez.
Criana,
Yo.
can you send me a picture of Mila?
Yeah.
The picture that you're drawing?
Yeah, sure.
Also, you are a horrible, horrible troll. You asshole. No, I'm just kidding.
I
What
told
happened?
you it was unintentional.
Nah, I'm not even butthurt or anything.
Yeah.
About
Oh,
Mila,
no,
like,
this is all just
interrupting
words.
the...
Inferno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you would.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually...
Patrick will be keeping his eye out
Mm-hmm.
for a space hard hat with a light on it.
Okay. Thanks for the heads up. No, seriously. I can definitely think of
Dude.
I can think of something that would fit with that theme, no problem.
Sweet.
Oh, man.
You really got me with that tool, because I know there's... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Burn. What were you saying?
Just really quickly, like, I have a picture of... You know how futuristic helmets are where it's just the glass and then you have, like, a helmet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a motorcycle helmet, but more glass.
Mm-hmm.
But then two little, like, flashlights across
On
your
either
jaws.
side? Oh,
Yeah.
across the jaw. Yeah.
Like, that would be perfect, in my opinion, for something like that.
Mm-hmm. 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 Well, I'm just thinking there's definitely... I mean, when you're in an EVA suit or anything, right, having lights attached, typically where your eyes are, so on the top of your head, whatever, is feasible. So I'm going to come up with a couple designs for, like, salvager headgear
Mhm.
and float them past you, Patrick. In addition, you really quirked my attention as far as tools that be really specific to the space environment that would be in an average toolkit. And I don't mean to keep delaying you on it, but I'll really have to just think about this over the week and give me little reminders throughout the week, if you like.
All right.
Rivet gun.
A
kinda
sonic
research
screwdriver.
Rivet
No.
gun. Rivet gun. You don't...
A spanner.
Maybe. You're back, I take it.
I'm back.
I can hear it. It's like there's a squee voice in my head. I hope it's you this
All
time.
right.
A TARDIS.
Are you here, Criana, or are you gone? Criana's gone. She went to the washroom too, so...
Fantastic.
No, we're not starting. We can continue. But, no, but I'll be thinking of ideas. Actually, if anyone in the chat wants to tweet at me or whatever and give me your suggestions, I'm up for it. But yeah, when Criana gets back, we'll finish off with a little role play with this person, and then we'll be all set.
Also, since if we have a moment, I was going to ask you guys, if any of you know of any skills that are directly related to magic, because I've been looking around, and it kind of makes sense, but there aren't really any skills that I can find that are really pertaining to magic in any way.
Escape artists?
They are very
Ventriloquism?
rare, because a lot of times, like, certain psionic abilities and certain magical spells kind of overlap. Like, instead of, spending the time and effort to learn a skill, you would just learn the spell and then you do that.
Right.
I've noticed the same thing.
And it's fine. If there aren't any, I'll just choose other skills. But I just thought
There's lore magic. There is lore magic.
Yes, there's lore.
But there's... I don't know, I'll keep an eye out too. I'm quite certain. Even the Palladium Book of Magic, the Rift's Book of Magic, it's a big thing for spells, but it might have skills in it too. I haven't browsed it in a while.
I looked in. I didn't give it a thorough, but I looked at the table of contents and the quick finds, and there was nothing about skills. So, but who knows? If not, that's fine. I can just choose two skills that I like, But I thought it would be fitting, considering that this was a magic class, to find to learn skills that would help with that aspect of it.
Okay.
Maybe since this is a lot about knowledge stuff, lore anything would probably be something attached to that.
Yeah,
Lore demons and monsters, lore fairies.
Yeah,
lore...
and I've considered that. Except Al's not really a lore kind of guy.
Makes sense.
He's more of a guy kind of guy.
He's like
Welcome back.
he's an elf's
Oh.
man.
Yeah, I was gone.
we figured when you didn't say anything.
All right.
Oh, right.
That was
Okay.
good. That was a good assessment.
We good to continue on? Rob?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. So, so you compose yourselves. Amila has a traditional little cry into Bear's fur, and soon after, Blink, once everyone is good and comfortable, Blink resumes her escorting you to meet with her friend. It's on the far, I guess, northeast, southwest doesn't help you all that much, but the far, from your current position, is the far left corner. It's a pretty far ways deep into the actual spaceport itself. And interestingly enough, this ship that you approach is one of the few that are actually parked in a traditional port, which is like there's indentations on the side where the ship would actually glide into and rest. You've noticed a lot in the spaceport that some people who park here are doing it in a very raggedy, mishmashy sort of way. But no one seems to really care that people aren't following protocol or going into the right lanes as long as everyone pays their docking fee, right? And the ship itself is not the largest one that you've ever seen. In fact, it's very similar to one of the smaller shuttles that you arrived here from Earth on, one of the little guys, right? As far as the size goes, the ship itself is of a very dark blue shined metal. And I guess you're not really great at sizing up spaceships, but due to the scratches on the side and a few scuff marks on it, the fact that there's this almost like this black almost warpedness around the engines itself, probably Patrick would be the first to pick up that this has been around the block a few times. Okay, in fact, Patrick, give me I guess it would be an anthropology check, but since it's space stuff, have a penalty of -20.
Okay. Failed by 40. I would have failed that no matter what I rolled.
Yeah, that was close to 100.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, no, you're not able to place anything about this ship. It's completely foreign to you. But regardless, it seems to have a few weapons. Most specifically, on the very top of the ship seems to be a turret that has a couple laser cannons on it. But it's very large, bulky, and kind of boxy in a way. But sure enough, near the rear of the ship, in which its cargo hold, the rear cargo hold is completely open, and on the ramp itself is a single gentleman. He is pretty tall. He's about 6'1" or so, middle-aged. He's probably maybe in his mid-40s or so, maybe early 50s. It's hard to tell. He does have a full head of hair, and unlike most of the people in Outcast Station, he is 100% pure, unmutated human. He looks very much like Tom, like Mila, like Patrick, like Alicia. And he has himself a bit of a paunch, a slightly husky build. He's dressed in blues and greens, and it's almost like imagine like a jumpsuit, but it rides. But the top, instead of it, actually, it's more of a pair of overalls, for lack of a better word, that he's wearing. That's the style, but it's not quite overalls. That's not the important thing. The important thing is the major thing that differentiates him from the rest of you is that his left eye is clearly not natural. A large scar runs from the middle of his eyebrow down through his cheek, and the eye in his socket seems a little bit bigger, and the iris is red. Although the design is very, very different, you reckon, all of you have been around bionics long enough to figure that this is some sort of cybernetic bionic eye, right? Janina, Blink, warmly greets this gentleman, and they give the old, handshake, clasp, and then like a half hug and pat each other on the back type of thing. It's typically what two male friends do to each other when they greet. And after a few bold proclamations of me like, holy shit, have you always been this tall? Man, it's been so long. Where have you been? She explains that they've been out in the asteroid belt for a long-term project for over 15 years. He kind of gives her a hard time for at least not sending some sort of message her way or anything like that. And after a general meet and greet and everything like that, his eyes naturally drift towards you guys. And Blink gives introductions. She introduces you all by name and explains to this fellow, who is introduced to you as a fellow named Stephen Ward, that they are people that she's recently worked with back in the asteroid belt far away for the past 4 or 5 months or so, and that they're pretty stand-up people. He goes, that's good, because I guess this kind of bleeds into why I called you here. Janina, it's a really good thing to see you, and I'm sorry that I didn't talk to you yesterday when I first came in, but I was hiring a special whiz-kid mechanic to make a special installation into my ship here. Gina says, oh yeah? Well, what kind? And she kind of taps her eye, mirroring his own, and she says, things have changed over the past 15 years. He goes, yeah, they have quite a bit. I've been robbed. She asks to explain, and he does. Unless you guys want to interrupt or say anything in the meantime.
No.
No, I'm good.
Okay. And he explains. He says, for the sake of her and for the sake of you, hasn't seen her in 15 years. You get he's originally from another station, a station called Freedom Station. All right? He was a professional courier for a long time. And 4 years ago, his old ship, called the FSS Thunderbird, was stolen from him. A group boarded his ship, and he thought it was just a simple pirate snatch job. But turns out, after they boarded their ship and took what they wanted, they had a little bit of fun with the crew. They decided to wage a sort of strange little contest amongst them, randomly deciding who would still live and who would die. And during this encounter is how he lost his eye. That was 4 years ago. And he and 3 of his other crew managed to escape, thankfully with their lives. Unfortunately, 2 others weren't so lucky. What makes the problem even worse than him stripped of his privateer license from Freedom Station, and he just had to be a freebooter himself. Worse than him having to start from nothing and try over again was the fact that 2 weeks ago, his old ship, the FSS Thunderbird, has been seen in the Orin Traverse, which is a region in space. And, sure enough, that ship, his old ship, has been knocking over other couriers, other transport. And sure enough, these people board, they take what they want, and they randomly kill or mutilate those who are still alive. These scumbags, he explains, don't really call themselves anything. They don't attach themselves to any sort of group. They don't give themselves any sort of cool name. But everyone's been calling them the lottery killers by the way that they've been harming their victims. He is here on Outcast because he's going to make a trap for them. And he looks at Blink, and he looks at you guys, and he says, I'm here on the station for a few reasons. One was for this engineer to help organize my little trap plan. The second is that I'm looking for some tough sons of bitches who are comfortable in close quarters fighting, zero gravity since I don't got a grav generator on my ship, and people who are comfortable with a fight. Blink, your friends, are they tough? He looks at you guys. If you got any sort of special powers like any of these other mutants have, that's a bonus.
How isolated are we from everybody else?
Not terribly. You're in a comfortable pocket of around 30 feet where no one kind of breaks that area, but you can be seen, and you can be seen by a good chunk of this docking bay area.
Okay. Then yeah, he'll just mention that I have powers that might be able to help.
Yeah. Yeah. And his regularly friendly visage when he was first talking with Blink and reminiscing with her, the more he tells this tale of what's happened to him and why he's here, the more grim he kind of gets, and the more focused his voice kind of gets. He goes, yeah. Well, I don't know what you guys got on your plates, but if you're looking for work, I can definitely use some people, and if Blink vouches for you, that's even better. I'd be paying you 100 ice a day. I give you food, I give you water. You come along with me. If we manage to get these fuckers, I'll throw in a nice bonus for you. I'll be very, very happy to reclaim my old ship.
Mm-hmm.
You would need to supply your own weapons, and you need to supply your own vacuum suit. Armored, probably. Pirates don't tend to mess around. If you agree, I'll let you know the details of my plan, but you understand, despite what Blink might say about you, I can't divulge any sort of secrets in the case that, loose lips kind of spoil my surprise I got for these guys. He gives a grim smile.
Tom will...
No.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go first, Tom.
Tom, Tommy, Al. Sorry, keep going. Am I gonna have to roll?
Al, say something.
Okay. Al would say that is a bit of a problem. We don't have any vacuum-sealed suits, much less armored ones.
You guys think, oh, that's right, you didn't. Okay.
We didn't have the money for them.
Yeah, we got basic SDC clothes plating.
Yeah,
all the MDC stuff was 30,000 plus.
You guys, okay.
Armored vacuum suits we can swing that, but we will have to go into the Golden Place because they're only 6,000 a piece.
Are they SDC or MDC?
Vacuum suits, armor/hard suit, SDC 100, 35 MDC, AR-18, and laser weapons do half damage.
Wait, I'm confused. It's SDC and MDC?
Yes.
No,
that's what it says. It says SDC 100, parentheses, 35 MDC.
Yeah, that's for different worlds. In an SDC world, it's 100. In MDC, it's 35. This is the MDC world, it's 35.
Okay, then yeah. 6,000 IOUs.
Well, that's not bad. Okay, what was I thinking? It was 30,000. Oh, that was just the full actual body armor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
and that's a
full
battle
heavy-duty battle
Yeah.
suit, which is like 150 MDC or something like that, was 30,000. It's essentially power armor, quote unquote.
Body armor. Yeah.
Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we need one for Blink?
No, Blink can supply our own.
Okay, so then 6,005. That will be 30,000 IOUs, which we can drop.
Yeah, we'll either need to withdraw from what's his face or go into our what's its place.
Either way, he would explain he's not leaving this very second.
Yeah.
So you'd have more than a day to prepare.
Tom will just look over to the rest of the group and say, I'm interested if you guys are.
Sure, if Blink vouches for him, I'm fine.
Blink more than vouches for him. She's actually pretty disturbed by this news, and she's willing to go all in to help him out.
Patrick seeing the rest of his teammates be willing to do this, he will sheepishly but determined as much as a nervous person can to say yes, I'll help.
Good. Great. And is Mila coming along for the ride?
Mila's picking her nose, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, with this consensus, he says, great. Come on in my new ship, the Thunderbird. It's not much I had to buy her used. This is an old pre-Flash model. But what she doesn't have in Flash, she will have in a bit of a surprise. And he gestures you to come in.
Sure.
And along in the cargo area, in the very, very back area of the cargo area, you see about 10 different, remember like on a roller coaster ride, seats, and then you have those kind of, for lack of better words, the things that come down to cover the front of you so you don't move anywhere.
Yeah, those things.
Harness.
Those things. Harness,
Those
thank you.
harnesses.
Yeah, a harness. There's harnesses on either side, 5 on each side, on the very back of this cargo area. That looks like it can fit a person. But the strange thing about these harnesses is that they're woven with wires, and this strange blue light is coming through these almost look like fiber optic cables, and they're wired all throughout the harness. And he points to them and he says, "This is going to be a big surprise." See, these assholes, what they do is they come on board. They come on board, right? And of course, they got sensors. They know who's inside. They know their numbers. But this, I got coolant running through the ship, going through these harnesses. Anyone who's wired up to something like this will emit the exact same amount of heat as the hull of the ship, making them practically invisible. I, like you guys, am going to hire a couple other tougher fellows. Blank, maybe you can help me out with that. Give me some good references. But you guys are going to be the surprise. You'll be all harnessed up, nice and invisible. And when they come into board and take their stuff, that's when we strike. That's when you strike, so to speak. I'll be happy to get my hands a little dirty too. We just do the reverse piracy. When they took my ship, when they took my eye, there was 8 of them. I figure 10 plus 4 of the people that are going to be steering this ship is more than enough to put the odds in our favor. Plus, a surprise is going to help quite a bit.
Yeah.
These lottery killers, I don't know a whole bunch about them. They're smart in the fact that they keep a low profile. But I plan to take us through the Orm Expanse, which might be a week or two, tops. Go in there pretending that we're just a cargo ship, because that's what this thing practically is. Some of them are tough. Some of them got, some mutant abilities. But it's enough. It's enough for me to reclaim what I want. And he pauses for a moment. There's one of them. There's this bitch. I only got 3 names during the whole encounter. I won't forget her name, though. They called her a mockingbird because she gave this high-pitched, sarcastic little laugh when she did anything. And she was laughing like that when she took my eye. If you see anyone like that, if you can, leave her for me. If you can't, I understand. But it's a little personal, you understand.
Yeah.
Sorry, this isn't really much of a first impression, he says, but I've been thinking about this for years.
No, it makes complete sense. In my eyes, you would think a lot about something traumatic that happens to you. I will have to bring up something, however.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure that this... Okay, here's my problem.
Okay.
I naturally run a few degrees hotter than everybody else. Because we're inside, I can show you my ability.
Okay.
And he will kind of hold out his hand and light it on fire.
His eyes widen a little bit, and he goes... But instead of being frowning in disappointment or considering it, he just smiles. He goes, oh boy, that's perfect. A little hotter, you said? How much?
I think about 4 extra degrees.
I'll have to get some extra fuel to power everything. But I think I can crank up. I'd have to know exactly what harness you go onto. But, might be able to make the adjustments. You know what? If worse comes to worse, then maybe one of my crew people gets inside the harness and... can you pilot? Can you navigate?
Oh yeah, I'm a really good pilot.
Alright, so maybe you and my co-pilot switch seats. Then no problem.
Yeah. And then he will extinguish the flames on his arm.
Okay. So that's pretty much the setup for you guys. He would, of course, he'd take you on more of a tour of his new ship, or this current ship, called the Twilight Covenant. And I can give you more details about that a little bit later on, right? But I kind of wanted to dig in this little plot hook before we ended this session, if that's okay by you guys.
Sure. Sounds good. Patrick had something?
Oh yeah, what's up?
So, towards the end of the conversation, Patrick will have odd expressions on his face from concern to in thought, and it goes across a myriad of emotions, but in general none of them seem
pleasant. Happy. Okay. Give me a moment. Yeah, you know what? Stephen Ward is observant enough, and as he's talking through this plan with you guys, he notices the look on your face. And he says, I haven't been in this business long enough not to know when people have something they want to say.
Oh, don't mind me. It's, probably just a superstition.
If something's gonna wig you out, better that we know now, don't you think?
May I talk with my group in private?
Shit, yeah, sure, no problem, he says. And him and Blink step towards, I will say, more the piloting area, the cockpit. They can talk for a minute. They got tons of things to catch up on. So, but yeah, it allows. It's a perfect opportunity for a private conversation amongst you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick will like lower his head, look a little anxious. He goes, "Why'd it have to be a mockingbird? Of all things, why a mockingbird?"
Patrick.
I don't get it.
His book.
It's called To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh. Right.
Look, Patrick, if you're really uncomfortable about this, I mean, you can sit this one out if you want. Out of character, I don't want Piff to sit this one out, but in character.
Yeah, main character, we have to give him the option.
Yeah.
For people who do not know, there is a particular line in To Kill a Mockingbird that is a sin to kill a mockingbird.
Oh, that's funny. And to answer your question there, Mila, Criana, one of the pre-riff books that Patrick's character got from his tutor, the one who kind of taught him, in a way, taught him to read, taught him, sparked his interest in all this stuff. One of the gifts she gave to him, it was a she, correct, Piff?
Yes.
Yeah, one of the gifts she gave to him was a pre-riff book of To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. That makes sense. I forget things easily.
That's okay. It was really just alluded to in his trippy dream, which was a while back, so it's okay.
Oh, this is some deep personal shit for him. Damn.
Oh my
No,
goodness.
It's more of I don't know if it's a sign or not, but I'm concerned about the death of this person. But that's really only based off of a book, and
And the fact that they're names that...
yeah,
Do you want to just call her, like, Banshee or something?
I don't think that would change her name.
Fuck.
Well, maybe you can look at it this way. That's not her name. That's just what some people call her.
Yes.
Look, I'm just concerned about her death is all. I'm definitely not gonna. If out of both things, he wants to kill her, but I don't. I mean, I think I can at least be okay with.
I'll tell you what. For my part, at least, I'll try not to kill her. But I mean, in a firefight, it's hard to make promises like that.
No, it's probably nothing.
I think I understand, kind of. It's definitely a very odd coincidence.
May I interject?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, so I think if everyone is on board with this, despite their superstitions or anything like that, but at least out of character, if you all are on board with this, I think I'll wrap up the session here and say that if you choose to speed things along a little bit, you could do some more shopping in between the week, right? Maybe get some last-minute supplies or anything else that you might want or might be interested in. Kind of prepare for this task that you're going to undertake.
Mm-hmm.
And if everything goes well, we can probably start next session with you guys crewing up and taking off in the whole 9 yards. If that's groovy.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Could
I'm-
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Patrick.
Sorry, if everyone's okay throughout the week, I'm going to be planning things.
What kind of things?
So I've
Are you gonna
already
murder her?
concocted a few things about faking her death.
Oh,
God.
yeah.
If
you want to do something out of character and all that planning, I'm down.
Wait, faking her
You want to do
death?
that?
we do have an exact item for this.
Oh, faking Mockingbird's death.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you'd be planning and stuff like that. Oh, okay, cool. That's no problem.
Which item do we
That's
have that
creative.
fakes death?
Isn't it the death mushroom?
Yeah. Death mouse
Oh,
thing.
yeah, okay.
It puts them into a coma, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yep. But you have to make sure to get her to eat it and then just, hold her down while she chews, and then it takes effect.
And that's, of course, assuming you can somehow keep people from shooting her in the face. Which
Yes.
would also put her in a death-like state.
Yeah.
Which would be death.
Yeah.
This is what I mean by concoction and things like that.
Hey,
understand.
you know what? Both out of game, you guys have a week to talk about this stuff. I love creative shit like that. In game, you have like 24 to 36 hours where you could say in character your characters playing this shit. So it's all good, right?
Yeah.
But the goal, it would be nice, in my opinion, to kind of start things off with that, with this ship, which his new ship's name, this old clunker, not clunker, but it's a pre-flash ship, is named the Twilight Covenant.
Mm-hmm.
But he, with that taking off, I think it would be fun. Not to say people can't roleplay beforehand, goodness knows, but yeah.
Right.
Groovy by you guys?
Sounds
good.
Awesome.
I have a question.
Okay.
There is something that you already know about that I want to purchase. It is a tattoo.
Oh,
Could
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
handle that narratively over the week?
Oh yeah, no problem, man.
All right, well then I'll go ahead and
Fantastic.
stop recording in that case.
Okay.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.